Alright, this time we're going to talk about title blocks, and if I get time we'll talk a little bit about notes, otherwise we'll scoot that on to the next one. You know, we've gotten some dimensions laid out with numbers of times, tolerances. We played around with some of those kinds of settings and things. Now I'm just going to zoom out. We can see the title block. I think SolidWorks did a particularly good job on the title block area and the editing of it and that kind of thing, because it's pretty self-explanatory once you get going into it. For you AutoCAD users, which I know we have a few of, if you think about paper space and model space in AutoCAD, you've got these two different environments you can work in. This is a little bit like that. Is that basically right now we're in the drawing environment, so to speak, and we can go in here and edit these dimensions or edit the views, move them around, whatever we want to do. But if we go in here, I can't double click in here and have something light up so I can start putting the text in for the title or for who it's drawn by or anything like that. What I want to do is right click, just go up here and right click, go to Edit Sheet Format. So that's kind of this other environment. We're going to go over to Edit Sheet Format. And now don't get freaked out here, but if you zoom out, you'll go, oh crap, I lost my drawing. You didn't lose it, it's just over in that other space. It's good to go. So let's zoom back in on here. And basically they got smart enough to put a bunch of fields in here for us so that we can fill things in. So if I want to give the title out here, just move your cursor around until you see a letter that is the text box kind of lights up. Click on it. And then I just double click on it. Come here, you. Drag it around. Double click on it. And basically it's just a text box. So I can say this thing is a, I hate to use this word so much, but widget. Okay. Could be a left-handed widget. We'll leave it at that for right now. Okay. So basically it's that simple. If I want to put something in, let's go in and put my name. And I'll just put my initials for right now. For those of you putting your names in here, try to get something I will recognize. A last name would be best, but you know, initials will help. Just even if you got to kind of make it a smaller text or whatever. So as I said on the other one, just move your mouse around until you see the text box light up. Double click there. Eventually I will. Okay, and I'll just call it one of my old names. And then let's go over here and put a date in. So move around until you see that text, double click on it, and I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to pretend a date. Very simple, very easy to use. You can move them around as you saw if you get something where you need more space or anything like that. I would go with the default text heights on all of this stuff with maybe one exception. Actually, no, I don't even have an exception. I think we'll just leave that exactly the height that it is. So basically in any of these fields, you can go into it and you'll find a box. Switch toggle is not really, that's the name of this file, and it will always default the name of the file to there. Eventually I'll be kind of pushing you all to set up part numbers as your file name, and so eventually it would put that in there for you. But for right now, all I do is just double click on it. It's just a text box, so I can put in KB-1234-567 or whatever my part number is. It's kind of full there, and so I can change that. Just grab a hold of it, come over here to the font, click on font. Wait for the little roundy round to go, because we asked such a hard thing to do, going to font. And right now it's 1/4 inch tall. If I just change that to 0.2 even, and it doesn't really matter much, I just want to make sure I maintain readability. Now it fits in there just fine. I say okay. Alright, that's all there is to say about the title block area pretty much. Just fill in things as you've been used to in whatever classes you've already had. If you don't even know what to put in a certain spot, just leave it blank for right now. I do want to get people starting to get used to putting the part numbers on, so you might as well start playing with that. As far as the scale of the view, SolidWorks will default to the scale that you've chosen, but I would still look at it and check. Sometimes we can do certain things as a user that'll basically make them not match. This says 4:1. I would go back and let's just do that. Let's do that live. So to get out of editing this area of the title block, which of course does not show my drawing, I can just click right over here, and then we're back to the drawing view of it. And what I wanted to check was basically what is the real scale that I'm using here for these views. It defaulted to a scale. It actually does a little bit of thinking for us and says, hey, you've chosen a C-size drawing, you've got an object that's this size, and it chooses a scale that it thinks is appropriate. We can override that anytime. So the way to check it, go over here into the tree and look at this first one. It looks like a little title block and border, similar to what we have over here. It says sheet format. Right click on it and go to properties. Right click, then properties. Then I've chosen a C size, so that's already been done. And it says scale is 4:1. Just so you can see that this really does work, let's change it to 8:1. It's going to be too big, but just so you can see that it works, I'm just going to hit that and say OK. And isn't that interesting? It didn't change. I bet I have to I bet I have to start over. Well, let's do this. So I'm going to select this view, and no, I'm not absolutely sure what happened there. So I get to start over.